Hello everybody, welcome to Auvbri. My name is Renee. Today we're doing kind of a finishing of a build that I started some time ago, but I never just got around to. So it's kind of an underground beach house. I'm just showing off the first section here because I never actually recorded the section of this. Before we get into the video, leave the video a like and subscribe. It really helps me out a great big deal. So this is the floor plan, bedroom, office space, we have a bathroom, and then of course the main entrance going into the kitchen, dining, living room area, and that's kind of it. So this was a build that I think I built it right when the My Wedding Stories pack actually became available, but there were so many problems with the game at that point, and I think we all remember how how the game was kind of game breaking, and there was tons of bugs and there was stuff going on with the build mode as well. Everything was just going wrong after they released that pack. So I actually stopped building it, and I was looking around what kind of world building, how, like, you know, sometimes when I start doing builds, I'm kind of looking in each world, seeing what is the vibe that I'm going for today. What am I kind of vibing with world-wise? And then I saw this and I was like, okay, interesting. I totally forgot about this build. I didn't really finish it, and I thought it was just a really cool concept to have kind of like this beach house but sunken down, so it's a bit more private, but they still have the whole beach to themselves. They get all the natural lighting, but they don't actually get all of the you know, scum and stuff that comes from the sea up here. And I just thought it was a really cool idea, also just to kind of try and mix it in with the whole surrounding areas as well. So I don't remember what the town is called, but the one that came with My Wedding Stories was very much a Mediterranean styled town. So kind of I'm getting kind of Greek Mediterranean vibes. I've never actually been to Greek, but I've played a ton of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I know that's totally not the same, but that's just kind of the vibes that I got. And I started to decorate the exterior before actually going inside, because I wanted to see what can I actually do with the whole build here. What was I initially going for back when I started building this? And it became very quickly aware to me that this needed to be a relaxing beach house. So we have the beach vibes. I tried to find furniture that also complemented the whole beach vibes, but I also wanted to have, because clearly it's a modern build as well, with the sharp corners, the dark tones. So I wanted to kind of see if we could marry those two and find kind of a leeway between the two. So you have this very modern build, but you also have the very calm and relaxing beach vibes that come with the whole beach area that we're in. Also color scheme wise, like I really tried to use a lot of the more muted, I wouldn't call it baby blue, but kind of like a baby pastel blue color, and maybe like a pastel olive as well. So that's kind of the whole thing that I was going for. Also just because inside there was already some wallpapers put down, and I do this, like sometimes I start builds that I never really finish because I'm just not feeling that build at that point in time, or I start a build and then I need to come back to it, like here, but there's something wrong with either the game or the setup. So it can be many things, but I'm super glad I got back to this build, because I feel like if you've seen the thumbnail but also the screenshots in the end, this turned out so awesome. It's so cozy looking, and I'm just loving the whole vibe and aesthetic that we used here. So I used a lot of the new kits and also the game pack that came with this world. So I used a lot of the kit that's free, or could be free when I can't remember at what point in time, but it's the desert locks thing Super cool furniture from that one. I love that kit. That and the blooming blossom thing kit is probably one of my two favorites, because the whole aesthetics of both of those, and also the Mediterranean one, so good. Like I'm all for it. But I knew we didn't actually have a lot of space in this build to do all the things, and I figured to myself, you know what, a beach house, it wouldn't make sense that there would be all these televisions and all these appliances and stuff like that. I felt like it would be more of a muted, down to earth kind of situation where we're going for here, where it's kind of modern, but it's still very homey. We still have all of these beach vibes, with some of the furniture maybe a little bit less questionable modern. And something you can see that is kind of upscaled as well, like the lamps and stuff. We also have the beach vibes on the walls from the paintings, everything. I just tried to marry those two together, and I think it turned out really great. Also with the kitchen here, I didn't actually change the floor plan when I got into it again. So I just kind of took the floor plan and ran with it and tried to see, can I make this work through the aesthetic of the whole build itself? Can we do something here that where I don't touch the floor plan and kind of go with the original vision that I had back in the day? Again, I don't remember this build at all, but I tried to you know, stay true to both the color scheme that I could see was going on the walls, and try to marry that with, you know, the different new items that we have now that wasn't there before, for example from the kit, and just trying to build something cohesive that I think turned out super great, and also putting in much more detail than I usually do. It's something I've been doing with the builds this year. I really tried to push myself to do builds that was way out of my comfort zone, or do color schemes that were way out of my comfort zone, to kind of try and push myself. Also use items that I normally wouldn't use. And one of those things is just putting in a lot of clutter to make it more believable and more have like this built, lived in kind of look. And I think we really got there with this build, especially in the living room area. I think it turned out super good, and the screenshots in the end, I'm so happy with the way that it turned out. And also just trying to, you know, put in tons of decorations here, tons of decorated items, so it doesn't feel overly decorated and overly cluttered, but it still feels realistic and lived in. That's kind of the whole vibe that I was going for, and I hope you guys can see that as well. And of course, we got to have the sex bush. I used a more muted one here, where it actually came with the werewolf pack, and it's kind of a bit more muted. It's a running joke me and Simproved have together, where when the sex bush is released, she was like all for them, and I vowed, as long as the Sims 4 is alive, each of my build will always have a sex bush in them. So go spam her Twitter or whatever and tell her Auvbri is still using the sex bush. That would be so much fun. But also these lights that we put in here at nighttime, I also took some nighttime photos, look so good. Like they complement the whole area well. They have the same color as the sand, which kind of ties everything together, but they also bring this muted yet modern element to the builds, especially at the exterior. So I thought that was really great. The only bathroom in this house is actually connected to the bedroom, but I tried to kind of separate the bedroom with having this little walk-in where you walk into this little nice seated area, relaxation moment, and then afterwards you can kind of go to the bedroom, and then we have the office area in the back. So again, I didn't really do anything to change the whole floor plan, the whole blueprint of the builds. I tried to just, you know, take the original idea that was laid out and kind of run with it. So, and I couldn't figure out what the hell to do with that clothing rack thing. I wanted to use it so bad, but it just didn't fit in anywhere, and I was like, oh god damn it, it would have been so perfect. But of course also putting in a lot of beach plants and stuff that just makes sense for the area and for this house as well. I chose to have a very muted bed. Normally you guys know this also in my private life, I like to have some bed sheets that are colorful, have some sort of pattern on it, so it doesn't look so boring and yeah, just boring. And in this instance I thought, okay, so the rest of the house have so much color going on with the walls and the plants and furniture, everything everywhere where there was just color. Wouldn't it be nice to have where you sleep maybe a bit more of a neutral zone, a bit more of a muted color palette? So I went with the whites, we have some grays, and we still have the colorful wall, but it's just a bit more muted. Here we have the screenshots. I think it turned out super good. This one is one of my favorites. You can kind of see everything. It's kind of built up into sections, so you can see there's a section for the living space, there's a dining space, there's a kitchen in the background. I think this turned out so good, guys. I'm super happy with this build. And if you want to get this build, along with everything else that I have ever built, like ever, in The Sims 4, it is on the gallery right now. So you can just search my origin ID, Auvbri, just like the channel name here. Everything should come up. And if you download it, give me a shout out in the comment section. If you like this build, also give me a shout out in the comment section, and share this video with your friends, and remember to hit that like button and the notification bell as well, because YouTube updated everything that has to do with the notifications. So if you don't get notified when I upload something, that's probably why. And of course an above shot so you can see the whole floor plan. I think it turned out super great, super lived in. I'm very happy with the result of it, and just also so happy to just be in a place right now where we're finally done moving. Everything is in its place and we can just go back to being like everything's normal again, and we can upload and all that good stuff. And last but not least, the night shots, some of my favorites. There's only 3 of them, but I just wanted to really capture the essence of it all. I think it looks super cool. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you thought about the house in the comment section down below, and I hope to see you next time for another video. Bye.